The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Myanmar beaches. Okay, I'll admit, when I first saw this on our list of potential deep dives, beaches weren't exactly the first thing that came to mind.
Right. Most people, they think pagodas, temples, that whole vibe.
Yeah. But, and this is where your research comes in, over 1,200 miles of coastline.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be something there, right? So spill the tea. What's the deal with these Myanmar beaches?
Well, it's funny you should mention tea because, no, I'm kidding. But seriously, it's a site of Myanmar many travelers totally miss. They get fixated on those iconic landmarks, and for good reason, but you're smart to dig a little deeper.
Yeah, and my digging led me to some, let's just say, bold claims in these travel articles. Pristine, undiscovered stretches of sand.
You're right to be skeptical. Everyone loves a good hidden gem story.
Exactly. So I guess the question is, are we talking stunning by, global standards, or stunning for a country known more for its temples?
Okay, so I went through your research, yeah. You highlighted Ngapali Beach, and let me tell you, the pictures alone. We might be talking global stunner here. Turquoise water, white sand, the works.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of those photos now, and okay, you might be onto something.
But it's more than just the look. These sources, they keep mentioning this feeling of isolation, of untouched beauty that you just don't get at those, what are they called?
Overdeveloped tourist trap.
Exactly. Like you highlighted Phuket in your notes. Ngapali, from what I gathered, it's like stepping back in time. Serene is a word that pops up a lot.
Okay, I'm sold on the beauty part. But let's be practical. Getting there is half the battle, right? And I noticed in your research, you underlined something about accessibility.
Right. So not all beaches are created equal, especially in Myanmar. Some super easy to get to, others a bit more adventurous.
I do see a note here about Nigwe Song Beach, accessible by overnight bus from Yangon.
Yeah, that's one way. Not exactly a luxury cruise, though. Some places require ferries, domestic flights.
You even wrote local boats. In all caps, 3 exclamation points.
Okay, maybe I got a little carried away, but yeah, there's definitely a choose-your-own-adventure thing going on. Which leads us to another important factor: levels of development. Remember that note you flagged?
Yeah, about how some beaches are basically deserted, while others have, 5-star resorts and everything.
Exactly. So it's not just about how easy it is to get there, but also what you want out of the experience.
Yeah.
You highlighted Ngapali earlier, and your research mentioned high-end resorts, diving centers, that kind of vibe. But then you also flagged that article about a fishing village near Dawei. Completely different story.
And that's what's really intriguing me. It's what makes these beach experiences uniquely Myanmar?
Good question. What's fascinating about Myanmar? Beach life isn't separate from the rest of the culture. It's all intertwined. We're talking fishing villages, those traditional longtail boats.
Those narrow wooden ones you always see in
Yeah,
pictures.
those. And even the food tells a story.
Speaking of, did your research unearth any must-try dishes?
Oh, you bet. Fresh seafood is a given right on the beach. Can't go wrong. But your notes, and I love this detail, they highlight a dish called mohinga. It's a fish noodle soup, apparently, like a national obsession. Imagine slurping that down, toes in the sand.
Look, you've officially sold me. This deep dive has painted quite the picture adventure, tranquility, and a whole lot of delicious mohinga.
And don't forget that element of discovery. Because these beaches are less traveled, you have a real chance to find your own hidden cove, connect with local culture in a way that's just not possible in more developed places.
I love that. So for our listeners out there, if you're intrigued by the idea of a beach vacation where the journey is as rewarding as the destination, where you can really disconnect and dive into a different pace of life.
And maybe discover some incredible food along the way.
Myanmar might just be calling your name.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.